As newcomers, we might never experience all the benefits of networking. It might be for a couple of reasons. First, fear, then imposter syndrome, English as a second language, or a simple deep belief that it's something that we don't do and it's a waste of time. I was just like that a couple of years ago. I'm Maria, and you're watching Culture Gap. Originally from Russia, I live and work in Canada now. And in this video, I'll share my networking journey and reasons why you also should give it a try. When I moved to Canada and was looking for my first job, people around me kept saying that there is a hidden job market. You need to know someone in Atlantic Canada. You need connections. In a situation when you just moved, your finances are extremely limited, and you also have to pay all the insurances, you pay the rent, you have your car payment, you have to put some groceries on your table every single day. Your ears might hear connections, but your mind actually screams the job. So that's exactly what I was doing when I was doing networking at first, when I first came. I was trying to meet people from companies that hired. All the small talks were extremely limited to my trials to figure out who I can meet, who is hiring, who is actually interviewing. And that became one and only goal of networking for me at that time. Little did I know that networking doesn't work this way, actually. And I was, by the way, extremely disappointed when I nailed down my first job here in Canada through same old process, applying, just sending your resumes and waiting for a recruiter to give you a call. So I stopped networking. Why would I ever keep doing this to myself if I nailed a job, I thought. Looking back, I realized that I didn't understand the role networking plays here in Atlantic Canada. You see, back home, I never actually networked. Yes, I did go to conferences to gain some knowledge and hear other people's perspectives. Yes, I didn't go there often enough to build long-lasting relationships, but there was another part of that. Those conferences were hosted in different cities with delegates coming from across the country, so your chances of meeting the same people ever again were extremely low. And yes, I would ask around family and friends if I was looking for a job, but to be honest with you, I would rely on the same traditional sending resumes and CVs method back home. I was so wrong to assume it was the same here. After about a year of nailing a job, I got extremely curious. Well, I was doing communications marketing. I was a part of the team, but I was so interested where professionals like myself hang around and whether or not there was like a association or something for that. So I kept looking and I bumped into Canadian Public Relations Society, Nova Scotia chapter, and I assumed that although it was extremely focused on GR and PR people, I assumed that it might work very similar to Russia actually here in Canada, and people from, like people with maybe internal external communications background or with journalistic background with languages background might be doing public relations. So I decided to give it a shot and got a ticket. I remember this time I was looking at that ticket and my mind was full of ideas, like you don't belong there. What would you say? How would you go? What to wear? Don't do this. And all these beautiful things, like a bunch of things in my head. But I still did go and I arrived right in time, assuming that event starts sharp, but it didn't. Little did I know that events like that very often have networking piece, then kind of official part and content piece. There might be a speaker or a session or a webinar or something like that. And then there will be another networking part after this. So I arrived on time, and although I didn't prep anything. Although I knew small talk, but it was back then it was so limited to small random chats with my colleagues by the coffee machine in the office. And here in that event, I was all by myself. So I do remember worrying about accent. I do remember worrying about what would I say, how should I behave, what everybody will think of me, and other things. But yet, on the other hand, I did go and I did meet new people and I did step out of my comfort zone and I did stretch myself, and it gave me so much. This one event um, made me realize that it's not that scary and it's not that expensive, and people come and go. You can attend, you can be a regular for this type of events, but then life can happen. You can go to maternity leave, and then even locals feel awkward coming back after, a long pause. And the other thing was that I realized that the community was so welcoming. When I entered that room, at least a couple of people looked at me smiling, welcoming, and willing to start a conversation. I have to say, I am extremely grateful to myself for stretching myself and checking out that first event. Because after that first positive experience, I started looking for more events. So I added networking nights, mixers, and socials, and incredible things started happening. After about a couple of months, if I entered the room for Canadian PR Society event, I knew at least a couple of people. And it was incredible. I wasn't a stranger anymore. And then, in about a year of checking out different events, people started recognizing myself as well. It wasn't like just only myself coming into the room and knowing a couple of people, but it was reciprocal. People got to know me and they approached me to say hi. And that actually brought an incredible feeling not being an outsider anymore. I noticed another incredible thing. My small talk muscle got way stronger. My ability to maintain conversation got to a point that I could finally stop worrying about what I say, how do I sound, and what people would think of me, to a point where I could actually relax and enjoy getting to know the other person. Through networking events, through getting to know people and maintaining conversations with the same people, I kept getting to know the news, the companies, what professionals like myself deal with in their professional life, and what their teams are struggling with. So this events became not only a source of confidence, but a source of information and market insight. With all this experience, I can now say that networking here in Atlantic Canada does not equal the job search. If you're doing this with only one goal in your mind, to nail a job, good luck to you. Probably not gonna happen. But if you do this consistently, if you keep showing up, if you keep building relationships, one thing is certain. First, it'll definitely make you feel more confident in a new country. Second, you'll be more visible, and who knows, maybe in a couple of years of consistently doing this, maybe someone will think of you when they have a nice job opening. And the last side effect is that through networking, you can absolutely find like-minded people. You can find friends, and that's the best reward, honestly, when you are building your life from scratch in another country. Wrapping up this video, I really hope we got a little bit closer to closing this culture gap about networking in Atlantic Canada for you. I thank you very much for watching this video till the end. There will be a series of videos about networking here in Atlantic Canada, so stay tuned.